what's coming. If you can't see what's coming with CU football, you've lost your man. You just a flat-out hater.
What's up, everybody? This is Prime Sports Media. Welcome to the program. Let's get it right now. This is going to be a fantastic matchup. Now, I'm going to keep it 100% real with you. I think Colorado should definitely handle Arizona State very well. They can play with this team. They can match up with this team. I've got the numbers. I'm going to break everything down for you. They can win this game, okay? Now, keep this in mind. This is the same Arizona State team that went up against USC prior to playing against Colorado. Colorado can beat this team. This team has had some problems. Let's go back. Colorado was 1-11 a year ago. Arizona State was 3-9, if I'm not mistaken, a year ago as well. And currently, they have something in common with Colorado. Both Colorado and Arizona State are 0-2 in Pac-12 conference play. But I think this is going to be the first Pac-12 conference play game that Colorado is going to win, because this Arizona State team isn't really as good. They're not really that good. They're 0-4 overall right now. They haven't won any games whatsoever, although they did play pretty good against USC. Their problem is the secondary. The defense has some issues. And I also believe that Colorado can run against this team, not only just pass, but run on them. So I expect that Colorado will have a well-balanced game. Coach Prime has been saying that he wants to see everything hit on all cylinders. Special teams, he wanted them to be special. Defense, offense, everything. I think this might be the game that the offense completely breaks out on all sides of the ball. So we'll see. Now, I also want to bring up another issue right here about Deion Sanders. There was some thought out there that he's injured. He has been tackled more than any other, or sacked more than any other quarterback in the country. The offensive line has got to keep him upright so that he can continue doing incredible things. Now, he is going to play. He had a press conference and he said that, hey, the ankle was a little sore after the game against USC, but he's feeling a little bit better now and he's ready to go and do the damn thing. I also want to talk about this thing like this right here. The coach of Arizona State by the name of Kenny Dillingham. Now, what I know about Kenny Dillingham is that, from what I understand, both him and Coach Prime have a relationship that goes back a little ways. Coach Prime had some great things to say about the coach of Arizona State. And apparently this man at one point in time was working with Coach Prime when Coach Prime was putting together a roster of a team. And now we're finding out that Coach Kenny Dillingham was originally supposed to be a part of the Colorado coaching staff. So I find that very interesting. So there is a relationship. Coach Prime has a lot of respect for this young man. And if I'm not mistaken, he has coached at Oregon, and he's been around a little bit. He's been around, and we're going to get into some video with him. He had some great things to say about Deion Sanders and Coach Prime. So he has a lot of respect for Coach Prime. It's going to be interesting because he probably knows a little bit how Coach Prime likes to run things. So it's going to be an interesting matchup and what have you. I want to say this too about Deion Sanders. I want to give you the breakdown of the standout players in terms of the numbers on this football team, and I think they got to keep up a great job. Deion Sanders right now currently has 1,781 yards overall passing, okay? He's got 15 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions. I think that's fantastic, okay? Keep this in mind. Dylan Edwards, these are the standout players that are going to have to continue to be standout against Arizona State. This is Dylan Edwards, of course. He's got overall 201 yards rushing. Okay, so he's doing the damn thing. And then, of course, we got to give it all out to my man right here, Xavier Weaver. Xavier Weaver. These are the standouts. These are the guys that have put up the numbers that are going to have to match up against Arizona State and make some things happen. Xavier Weaver has about 490 yards receiving so far on the year. Give him a clap. Okay. I also want to say Jawan Mitchell, who is the inside, I believe the inside linebacker for Colorado. He's put up some great numbers so far too. He's got 31 tackles for the year. That's fantastic. Let me also put up another man who has had to fill in for Slesher, the safety, the starting safety, who has been hurt. And I want to put in this man right here. And here he goes right here. And this is Cameron Craig. Now, Cameron Craig, brother Craig, has 3 interceptions on the year. Why am I bringing these guys up? Because they're going to have to ball out. They're going to have to jump right out of the window and ball out against this Arizona State team. I think this is the game that you can see a lot of incredible things happen. I think this is the game for them to be execute as best they can. Okay. Now, another question mark for this matchup against Arizona State. Will Deion Sanders play just like what happened with our man, Travis Hunter? And I want to put Travis Hunter up here as well. Remember, Travis Hunter got hurt. He had something that happened to the kidney. And now we're hearing reports that something happened to Deion Sanders. So this is what happened. Pac-12 battle due to a scary kidney injury. So apparently when he was peeing, which I think is horrible when you start peeing blood, when he was peeing blood, it was because there was something going on with the kidney. He suffered in the Colorado game against Oregon on September the 23rd. However, the elder Sanders, Coach Prime, told reporters that Deion is back to his normal self after the 1-week hiatus. Dion's great, and he's back on the practice field. Coach Prime said he's back on getting on my nerves. So Coach Prime is saying that basically he's picked up where he left off. So I'm really happy to hear that Deion is doing well, that he's recovering, and who knows, maybe we'll see him against Arizona State. They could definitely use him in terms of his ability to get out there, his ability to tackle, roam around the secondary as a safety. He's a very much of an intimidating factor. That's the truth.
Yeah, the truth.
So we definitely need him, but we need him to be healthy and safe. And it looks like Coach Prime is saying that he's back to his old self again. So that all sounds good. Now, let me go over here and break down some things about Arizona that you need to know. They've got some key guys on their team. Now, one of the guys that transferred over for Arizona from Notre Dame is this man right here, number 16, their quarterback, or was their starting quarterback, and that's Drew. Drew came over as a transfer, and I guess due to the bad start that they have, the 1-4 start, he's been benched, and he's been benched for this young man right here, and this is Jaden. Now, Jaden, they say he's a very talented young man. Colorado, the defense is going to have to watch him because I think he can move around. He can sling that football. And this is the numbers that he's put out so far from the last game that they played in since he's been a starter. Jaden has about a 56.7 completion rating so far on the year with 403 yards. So last week, the completion rating was 56.7. He threw for 403 yards and 3 TDs. So this is a guy that they're going to definitely have to be concerned about. This is a guy that can sling it for this Arizona State team. Now, another individual that they should be at least aware of is Cameron. He is a running back for this team. Now, what did he put up last week? Right now he's got overall 318 yards so far rushing. They got to know where number 4 is. Now, we know that Colorado has had some problems when it comes to defending the running game. And I think they're going to have to neutralize this team. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to show you the numbers, or I'm going to explain to you the numbers of how often Arizona State is running the ball. Their numbers are very similar to our numbers when it comes to running the ball, which means what I'm saying is they're running the ball, but they're not killing it, right? They're not like a world beater with their running game, but they got a talented running back here who Colorado needs to be aware of his ability to go inside and out in their running game. So keep that in mind. All right, we're talking about Arizona State right now. Now, this is the person that they're gonna have to be concerned with. And this young man right here is Elijah. This is their number 1 receiver. Number 2, he's got great hands, very shifty, great route runner, in and out. And they're gonna have to really put some tight coverage on him, because just a week ago, this man put up, let me see, what did he put up? He has 288 yards receiving so far. He is one of their biggest receiving threats, not the only, but he's one of their main ones. And this is, I believe, the strength of their team. They're gonna throw the ball. They're gonna test Colorado secondary and what have you. So we got to keep that in mind, that they're gonna try to test Colorado with their passing game to try to attack. Now, Colorado is going to have to step it up, because they've got a few weapons on this team. Now they have another weapon, which is their tight end right here. I put this up right here, and this is Jalen, number 12. He is a very athletic, very shifty tight end, very strong at the point of the attack when he has the ball in his hands. So Colorado is going to have to definitely be aware of where this man is pretty much at all times, as much as possible. So they're just going to have to be aware of what they bring to the table. All right. Now, number 20, this guy right here, they're going to have to watch number 20 wherever they see him on the field, because he's another complement to Elijah as their other receiver. And he's definitely a guy who has great hands, great bursts out of his routes, gets down the field, and Colorado is going to have to be definitely aware of what this team's got to offer. But this is what I'm saying to you, really. The bottom line is Colorado can beat this Arizona State team. They've got some problems defensively, and Colorado can exploit it. Let me give you the numbers right here. This is very comprehensive, what I'm about to break down to you. And so definitely I'm going to say this very slowly. Colorado stats, Arizona stats. This is overall. Now, total TDs. Colorado has 22 total touchdowns in the end zone. Check this out. Arizona only has 10 touchdowns in the end zone on the season, which says that even though they've got some wide receivers that have some skills, they're struggling to really put up points and score. Check this out. Third down efficiency. Okay. Colorado is 36 for 78 on third down efficiency, while Arizona State is 23 for 73. So that means that Arizona State has some struggles with getting those third downs. Okay. Colorado is slightly a little bit higher and capitalizing on converting those third downs into first downs. Basically what I'm saying to you right now. So I think Colorado can definitely cause them some problems if they can put some pressure against them. If they can keep them from running the game. I've been saying this before. Colorado defense has got to improve their execution when it comes to stopping the run. Okay, let's move on there. Yards per pass attempt. Colorado is at 8.3 in yards attempt, okay, for passing, whereas Arizona State is at 6.8 for yards per pass attempt. So Colorado basically is a little bit better there in the matchup. Now, net passing yards per game for Colorado is 356.8. It's 200.43.2 for Arizona State. Once again, Arizona outmatches Arizona State. Colorado, to be correct here, Colorado outmatches Arizona State is what I was trying to say to be correct there. Now, passing TDs, touchdowns by pass, and we know Deion Sanders is doing the damn thing this year because he's got obviously 15 of those touchdown throws to the air, to that end zone. And right now, Colorado leads Arizona State in that statistic as well. Colorado is really airing it out and getting the ball in the end zone. Arizona State has only 5 touchdowns by air. They're struggling, which is why they changed quarterbacks from Drew, who was their transfer, to Jaden, who's now the starter, who seems to have a little bit more magic in his ability to get the offense moving, because they're only 5 touchdowns on the year to Colorado's 15. Not looking so good there in that particular area of stats. So Colorado has got them beat there. Now, interceptions. This is where it equalizes here now. No, it doesn't equalize. This is where Colorado will have the advantage. Now, Deion Sanders has only thrown 2 interceptions on the year, while where Arizona State's quarterbacks have thrown 8 touchdowns. That's the reason why I think Jaden got moved into the position, okay, as a starting quarterback over Drew. I think Drew may have been the main culprit behind their 8 interceptions that they've thrown for the year, and the coaches are not thrilled about it at all, okay? So they had to make that change. Rushing attempts. Colorado has 162 rushing attempts, while Arizona State has 156 rushing attempts. So we actually have rushing attempts. We got them beat by only a few numbers there, okay? Now, rushing yards. Colorado has 416 rushing yards. Arizona State has 445 rushing yards. So you see they have a slightly beat there, just a slight bit, but we're kind of even in our running. So both teams are trying to and have been trying to get their running game off the ground. Now, one thing we got to say is that Colorado really got the running game going a lot better in all the games so far against USC, one of the teams that people feel is favored to get to the national championship amongst other teams. Now, penalties, okay? Average penalties per yards. Check this out. Colorado is at 74 and Arizona State is at 44. What does that mean? Once again, Colorado, the coaches, they're going to work on this. They got to decrease their penalties. Those penalties will hurt them in this matchup. It will hurt them, and they've got to stop the penalties. That's really going to come back to hunt them. They cannot continue the penalties, and I think hopefully they can clean that up, have less penalties in this game, give them themselves a chance to win this game outright. Now, I want to go into another statistic, which is total yards. Colorado has the advantage over Arizona State in this particular area with 440.0. Arizona State is at 332.2. So they got them beat there. Yards rushing in terms of average. Colorado for the average is at 83.2. Wow. Arizona State's got us beat in that area at 89.0. Once again, we got to keep trying to get the game. The Colorado's got to keep getting their rushing game and moving that ball on the ground. Hopefully they can get Alton involved, Cabassier Smoke involved, okay? Savion, from what I understand, he had an injury in the last game. I don't know if he's going to be playing in this game or not. Dylan Edwards, again, has got to be a factor on this team. Get him in the open space. Let him catch the ball out of the backfield. I prefer that they run Dylan Edwards to the outside edges, not inside. I think he's more effective with his speed and agility and athleticism to be out in the flats, running outside and catching the ball outside. I don't see him as a guy you want to put him up the middle. I don't think he's that type of a running back. He doesn't have that type of size for that. And we'll see how this all plays itself out. Let me also break down some more statistics here. Yards allowed. This is the yards allowed that both these teams, Arizona State and Colorado, has allowed. Colorado has allowed so far 480.2 yards allowed, while Arizona State has allowed 348.2 allowed. So Colorado is going to definitely have to see what they can do not to give up a lot of points. And I think they can stop this team, Arizona State. Arizona State is in really bad shape. They've got a 1-4 record. They struggle defensively, which is why I think Deion Sanders is going to have a hell of a game against this Arizona State team. I think he should have a field day. I think he should go out there, show what he can do, and do it as best as he can, okay? Passing yards allowed for Colorado is 296.0, whereas Arizona State is 212.6. Rushing yards allowed is 184.2, 130, that's for Colorado, and then it's 135.6 for Arizona. That's what it is. All right, let's get at it right now. I want you all to hear what the coach of Arizona State had to say about Colorado and their upcoming matchup. This is going to be interesting. These guys know each other. They have a relationship. And with that said, before I start, let's go into this. This is very important. And you know what this is. This is about fair use. This is called fair use, and is allowed for the purpose of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which does not infringe of the copyright under 17 USC 107. Federal law allows for citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyright motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances. So let's get at it right now. Let me get in here and get this on here for you and hear what the coach of Arizona State had to say in his matchup against Colorado.
Hey, Coach, you went through a massive roster reconstruction this offseason, as did Colorado. You also coached against Colorado last year. When you're looking at the tape now, what's the biggest differences you're seeing that are jumping out under Coach Prime?
Yeah, they're more talented for sure. Their defensive line is good. Their skill positions are fast. They play really, really hard. They're fundamentally sound, but I think just watching them play, the biggest difference, aside from the talent, is the effort in which they play. This team plays extremely hard. This team runs to the football on defense. This team sprints up to the football on offense with tempo. These wideouts sprint to block. So I think the effort that this team plays with, combined with the talent that they've brought in, are obviously the schemes are drastically different, but those schemes are a dime a dozen. It's the culture that's being created there is one that is, we're going to play competitive, we're going to finish every play, and we're going to play with a passion, and you can see it on the tape.
Yeah, Coach, you talked about when you played USC, you talked about Caleb Williams, and you can't really contain him or whatever. Now you've got Deion Sanders on the other side, and what is your kind of take on what you can do to minimize his damage and what he can do?
Yeah, so I actually recruited him out of high school when I was at Auburn. So I got to, meet with him on the whiteboard, and he was phenomenal, super smart as a 16, 17-year-old. I mean, he's just getting up there having fluent conversations. So I was super impressed. He went out on the field in an unbelievable throwing session out in the indoor when we were in a camp session. So it was unbelievable. So seeing him put it together here in college, it doesn't shock me. He's an older version of what that 17-year-old was, which is cerebral, smart, has a great poise about himself. So I think that's one of his greatest skills. When you watch him back there, similar to Caleb, is he's always poised. He's very hard to get uncomfortable. He's always comfortable, and even if you hit him, he gets up, and the next play's the next play. He doesn't get rattled very easily, I would say. He's just very poised, very confident, can make every throw, extends plays. So, I mean, he's a really, 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 really good football player.
All right. That's Coach Kenny Dillingham having some good words to say about Deion and Colorado. And this is a young man that he tried to recruit, because I remember not only was he on the coaching staff at Oregon at one point in time, but he was at Auburn And he had mentioned, as he said there, that he had tried to recruit him. He had worked with him on the whiteboard, and he saw how intelligent Shedeur was in terms of his understanding of football concepts, intelligent ability to understand the game very quickly. And I think this is fantastic. He gave him great praise. And let's go right ahead and hear what Coach Prime had to say as well, because Coach Prime had a lot of great things to say as well. And let's get at it right now, shall we? And that is, federal law allows citizens to exhibit portions of copyright motion pictures and videotapes and video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use, and is allowed for the purpose of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which does not infringe on the copyright under 17 USC 107. And I'm definitely want to show you this video right here of Coach Prime, and here we go.
Just curious if you have any history with Coach Dillingham and just your thoughts on ASU.
Yeah, got great history. I don't know if he want me to tell this story, but I was assembling a staff once upon a time. I'm not going to tell you who, for what, but he was a part of it. And we communicated quite a bit. And I was happy with every step that he's taken, because I know he's that guy. I know he's been more than capable. So when I saw him get this opportunity, I was ecstatic. You know, then we saw him at saw one another at the Pac-12 meetings, and that was like, yeah, that embrace was awesome to me, because I know his climb, and I know what kind of man he is, and he is great for that program. He's great for college football. He is a tremendous mind, offensively, tremendous mind. But he's going to be a great head coach, man. So I have the utmost respect and love and admiration for him, because we were going to work together at one point. Excuse me? I mean, they play tough. They don't give up. It ain't no quit in them. Of course, I mean, that's who he...
That's correct. They were going to work together because originally, as I had said earlier, he was supposed to be a part of the Colorado, at least that's what's been put out there, that he was supposed to originally be a part of the Colorado coaching staff at one point in time. Coach Prime has a lot of respect for him. Let's continue.
They're like us. They're building something that's going to be tremendous. You just got to keep watching the story and see how it unfolds. But you can't take a team like that lightly whatsoever. Negate the records, negate all that nonsense, and understand this team is building something, and they're going to be phenomenal. I believe in Coach Dillingham tremendously.
All right, Coach Prime believes in Coach Dillingham tremendously. This is going to be a great matchup this upcoming weekend, Saturday. Do not miss it, everybody. It's going to be powerful. I think, once again, this is the game that Colorado is going, in my opinion, they're going to show up and show out. I think this is the game that Coach Prime has been looking for in terms of the whole team playing on all full cylinders. I think they can do it. I think you're going to see, in my opinion, and I feel this confidently, that Coach Prime and Colorado are going to be a 4-2 team. I think they're going to beat Arizona State. I think they're getting better. They're learning. Shedeur came out and said that he learned from some of the mistakes that he made in the game against USC, some of the, time management mistakes. They're going to get better from that. They're learning. It's a learning process here, playing big Power 5 football. And it's a learning process that I think is going to benefit them as the season continues to go on down the line. Let me also bring up something real quick to you all out there. Now, this is why I think they can win, and they can win big. I want to see Omarion in the game. Both Omarion and Kamani McLean came into the game and showed greatness, showed flashes and ability that they've got something special with these two young men, something that can really, I think, be great for the future going forward, because they are two highly ranked young men coming out of high school. I believe Amarion Miller is a 4-star recruit. And of course, we know everything there is to know so far about Kamani, that he was the #1 defensive back coming out just this past year into the college ranks out of high school. They both showed great promise. And once again, I want to say this, Coach Prime, because I was wondering once again, why did these guys not playing more? But Coach Prime said that they weren't doing what they were supposed to do in practice. And that if you don't follow the standard that does not change, then you're not going to see any playing time. That's what a coach is supposed to do to players that are not adhering to the program. That if they want to play, we're talking about Amarion, who definitely showed out in that game. Let's see some. There's my man Kamani McLean right there. Okay, here is Miller. Amarion Miller, who showed out, did his thing right here. Look at it, got the ball running. He really caused a lot of problems for USC's defense. Okay, and these young men are the real deal. So we're gonna hopefully see more of them because they went out there and proved themselves. All right, they proved themselves when they were sort of like in Coach Prime's doghouse in terms of you ain't practicing right. And if you ain't practicing right and coming to meetings on time, then you ain't playing, young man. And I want them to play. Now, right on this thumbnail, you can see Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter was definitely motivational, was getting up in the face of Kamani and saying, look, man, and here he is right here on the field. Look at all 3 of these pictures. You can see him acting and working as a coach. He wasn't able to play, but look at him on the field contributing to the team by motivating, educating, and getting in the face of Kamani to say, come on, man.
Is power.
This is information is power. You can play this game, young man. You're going to have to focus, stay focused. And there he is. This is what it's about. This is how you build a program. Okay. You can see Travis Hunter. You can see Travis Hunter trying to give him some encouragement and working as another coach on the field. I think it's fantastic. It deserves another clap. So I think these young men are the future and should not be afraid to work hard in practice. You work hard, you play hard, and you'll be in the game, man. You'll be in the game playing without any doubt. Okay, so that's what I'm looking forward to, is that I think Colorado has got to employ those 2 young men in this game. They've got to, in my opinion, they've got to be, they have to be added as a extra factor because they came in the game against USC and really caused some havoc. So why not put them in that game early, let them contribute early, so that we can win. Colorado can win this game, go to 4-2, and move forward in this process. Okay, now Jimmy Horn. We need Jimmy Horn to keep doing what he's doing. I think once again, at the end of the day, the strength of Colorado is their passing game. The strength of Colorado is Deion Sanders getting that ball down the field, getting it deep, getting it in the intermediate area, throwing the ball in the crossing patterns. I think that's the key because Arizona doesn't necessarily have the kind of defense, or this is the difference I noticed too. They don't have the type of pass rush that USC has. So I expect Shedeur to have a little bit more time to get that ball out and execute the plan perfectly to victory, ladies and gentlemen.
Tell the truth.
So with that said, everybody, I want to say thank you for being here and watching this program. But let me also give you a prediction right now. According to ESPN, in terms of the matchup prediction for this game, ESPN has Colorado winning this game because they are the favorite in this game at 64.7%, that they are more favorable to win this game against Arizona State. They've got Arizona State at 35.3% favorable to win this game, but it's much higher for Colorado. So let's see what's going to happen. Let's enjoy the game Peace, everybody. Make sure you share this video in your social media, all of it, your community tab if you're a content creator. Tell someone about the channel. Thank you all for subscribing to this channel and supporting me in this channel. Supporting this channel. It's not about me. It's about this channel. It's about the content that we're putting out. It's about what's happening at Colorado. It's about the player. It's about Coach Prime. And I really appreciate you all out there for making this channel do what it's doing right now, which is doing pretty well. So with that said, everybody, I appreciate you. You all enjoy the game. Tell people about this channel. And everybody out there, I'm telling you right now, my prediction, Colorado can win this game. Take care. And peace. Very much so.
See what's going on, what's going to transpire over the next several months. I don't know if you feel it, but we're going to win. I don't know if you can see it, but we're going to win. You got to understand. We're going to win right now, not later. Right now. I don't know if y'all know it, but we're going to win. I don't know if you feel it, but we're going to win. I don't know if